Hello everyone, Sidewin here, and today I'm going to be talking about my Pixie Barbarian build for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. My goal of this video is to explain how you would go about playing this character for a new player. The build was meant to be an eccentric character that could still be accepted in many settings that would use Pathfinder 2nd Edition. To start, I'm going to talk about what was my idea behind it. So I do actually have a player in my home game playing a character like this. However, my main idea when I was building it was a pixie who had a lot of anger and had previously worked as a barbarian in a place sort of like ancient Rome. That's one place to start if you are using this as your mechanical build. It's easy to change it to other places, like perhaps the character was a swordmaster who trained gladiators, or a swordmaster who is well known throughout the realm. The gladiator background is good for representing the swordmaster in general. However, the character does not use a sword. The character uses a scythe. There is both a mechanical reason and a story reason behind this choice. So to start, what was the mechanical reason here? This is the central aspect of the character, really. As a barbarian, that character wanted to use a two-handed weapon. This means that they get bigger damage, and the amount of damage is not penalized from the rage bonus due to the fact that it is a strength-only weapon. In addition, there is another trait on the scythe which particularly benefits barbarians. It has deadly D10. Barbarians generally only want to make one strike a turn because that one strike is going to be very high damage. Basically, you get to deal big hits, which can be very attractive to a new player who doesn't really know what they want, especially to a new player coming from video games or 5e. So the scythe with that deadly D10 means that you need to increase your attack bonus as much as you can. This build provides two methods of doing this as just this character. Your party members can provide additional bonuses, particularly if you have a character like a bard in your party or a cleric. Both have buffing spells which can give you +1s. These +1s do stack with the +1s that the barbarian can cause themselves. So this build gives two ways. One is intimidation, where you roll a charisma check against an opponent. Two is athletics, where you trip them with your scythe, because scythe has the trip trait. That's the other reason I chose that weapon. A third way, if you're not raging, is you can create a diversion using deception. This character in general has very high charisma skills, which can be good out of combat or in combat. This is also rather irregular for a barbarian. So the way athletics works is you roll your athletics, that is a d20 plus athletics, against a DC. In athletics case, it's reflex. Intimidation is the same, except you roll intimidation versus your opponent's will DC. Both of these are not generally modified by other bonuses or penalties, so spells generally don't affect these. They're mostly meant to get your one strike stronger. Another ability this build has is Sudden Charge. Sudden Charge is a feat which allows the character to move 2 actions worth of moves, and then if they're in striking range of an enemy, they can then make an attack. This is action efficient, which can be especially useful considering the main disadvantage of this build. The main disadvantage, and the one that might make it a little less good for a new player, is that the build does not have very much HP or AC. Rage causes -1 penalty to AC, and their HP is lower because they're pixie. Pixies only start with 6 HP. Then the class amount is added on, which in the barbarian's case is 12. This character has less HP than most other barbarian builds. The only ones comparable are other ancestries that are particularly fragile, such as the elf. The final thing that I want to mention is that this build has some utility out of combat. This utility is provided in part by having Fey cantrips. It has Ghost Sound, which makes it so that the Pixie can create a sound far away, and it doesn't seem to come from them. This can be good in roleplay situations. The other spell it has is Dancing Lights. Dancing Lights allows for multiple lights to be summoned and basically just provides light. It's very similar to the light cantrip, except it doesn't move. The final utility feature of this build that is not also available to a barbarian is the charisma skills. I mentioned this previously, but this character makes an oddly good face character for a party. That is all for today. If you've got additional questions or comments, please ask below, and I can answer them. Thank you for watching.